Hey guys, VSIC here. And of course, I got a bit of another story reading for you guys today. And it's a doozy. And as always, I will also put this in the link in the description. And let's just get right into it, I guess. I also wanted to talk about this because, man, I remember a long time ago, I actually almost kind of became part of this movement, but then after like a few weeks of kind of being in, the chats and everything, I was just kind of like, yeah, I don't know about this. And then I just kind of backed out of being part of this movement because you could say how I was having a few frustrations at myself at the time. But like I said, it definitely, I was never sexist or anything. But anyway, let's get moved on. So, men going their own way, the rise of a toxic male separatist movements. The of the MGTO movements aim to live their lives with no female contact. The idea began on the fringe of the internet, so has it made it all the way to the White House. There has been an awakening changing the world, one man at a time. These are the dramatic words that appear when you visit the mgtow.com. In a video that looks a lot like an action movie trailer, the words are soon, followed by five more that appeared to smash through the screen's smoldering, fiery red men going their own way. If you stumbled across this website and had never heard of men going their own way, MGTOW, before, you would probably assume this was a tiny, extreme movement, but you would be only half right. The views of the MGTOW are indeed unorthodox, even within the sprawling web of groups, lifestyles, and cults known as the manosphere, where women haters mobilize against a supposed genocratic conspiracy, while incels plot violent revenge on women, and pickup artists plant PUAs deploy predatory tactics to game women into having sex with them. The men of the MGTOW attempt to eschew relationships with women altogether. They are literally going their own way, far, far away from any women at all. Any. Although some MGTOW maintain platonic relationships with women and others have one-night stands for visit sex workers, many prefer to abstain from sex, a process referred to as going monk. I mean, that is true. This is too much for some members of the wider manosphere. The blogger Matt Forney, notorious for posts such as "Why fat girls don't deserve to be loved." Actually, I think I remember that. And the necessity of domestic violence, wrote that men going their own way is no way for me, or no way for men to go, and mocked MGTOW as a cult for lonely virgins. I mean, I'm not sure if I call them all virgins, but this isn't an obscure internet cold D sock. MGTOW.com alone has almost 33,000 members. Its forums, for men only, of course, contain conversations on more than 50,000 topics with more than 7,900 replies, which range from advice on divorce as cheaply as possible to lurid stories about women to have found particularly inventive ways to murder their husbands. The site, oh my god, have found particularly All right, has also list 25 video channels between them. These have more than 73,000 views, or 7,300,000 views. followers, and their videos have been viewed a total of 130 million times. Wow. Over on YouTube, one of the best known MGTOW vloggers, who goes by the name of Sandman, has racked up more than 90 million views for videos with titles ranging from "Smart Men Don't Get Married" to "Criticize Her and She Will Destroy Your Career." I mean, the title for "Smart Men Don't Get Married" one, I actually think that one's kind of funny, and I think some people at least agree with that title. But I kind of know what he means by it, though. I think he means it in a very negative way, though, when he says that. Anyway, the MGTOW philosophy is elaborately laid out on the MGTO.com website, which summarizes as a statement of self-ownership, or as I would probably like to call it, being your own man, which is kind of a more proper way of saying it, where the modern man preserves and protects his own sovereignty above all else. Drawing on snippets of quotes and newspaper clippings, the site claims that MGTOW dates back to great men, including Chopin, Beethoven, Galileo, and even Jesus Christ. What? Okay. Women are essentially portrayed as parasites riding on the coattails of men who have throughout history been responsible for far greater miracles of science, discovery, and human endeavor by shaking women off. It is explained that men will be free to pursue even higher achievements. Even though actually in recent documents have noted that a lot of things that women have done have actually been taken granted for, and actually some men have, let's say, plagiarized their work sometimes in the past, actually. Of course, this has only been a recent finding, so it's no wonder that some idiots don't know about this yet. Anyway, I love this. I feel like I found the secret to the universe, a user comments in MGTOW.com's testimonial section. Another writes that his city has become so ultra feminized that things are mind-blowingly bad for men here, especially white men. My God. Yeah, because white men throughout history have just had it so bad, haven't we? Elsewhere, philosophy and opinion are mixed with a heavy dose of often deeply misogynistic advice, such as this form from the facts section of a different MGTOW website. My girlfriend is pregnant. What do I do? Whatever you do not invite her into the hot tub with a champagne to celebrate. Actually, that's a good one. This can cause a miscarriage and she could lose the baby. Repeat, you should not, under any circumstances, do that as quickly as possible. Okay, that was funny. It is impossible to know how seriously a comment like this is meant. This is meant, but whether the original writer intended simply to shock or entertain, it is also impossible to know how it might be interpreted. MGTOW, pronounced MGTOW by adherents, are likely to meet in person instead of sharing their techniques, successes, and failures online. Throughout the manosphere, it is common to see members expressing paranoia about normies who could be out to expose them, often leading to forum users accusing each other of being moles or spies. Nowhere is this fear more prevalent than among the MGTOW, with any suggestions of meeting in real life usually receiving a swift and scornful rebuttal. once you have taken the red pill, open your eyes to the reality that as a man, the whole world is stacked against you. There are 4 main levels of MGTOW according to many websites. Level 1 involves rejecting long-term relationships, while level 2 extends to short-term relationships. Level 3 requires economic disengagement, reducing taxation as far as possible in order to avoid paying towards the support of other groups, from elite alphas to single mothers. As one MGTOW manifesto poll puts it, as well as fighting to instill masculinity in men, MGTOW must work toward limited government. Okay, I think I've about had enough. I'll let you guys read the rest as I put this stuff in the description where I found this, but my God. Man, the whole life is stacked against you bullshit because you're a man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, throughout, like, human history, like, if you weren't, like, a white Christian male, life was stacked against you. I'm dead serious. And that's the same way it was even in the 1950s. I wonder why some guys thought the 1950s were so great, right? Because they were part of the white male Christian, group. So life was great for them, you see. But of course, very harsh on pretty much anybody else that wasn't a celebrity, I guess, at the time, or very popular. But nowadays, people actually have a chance to actually make something of themselves, whether they aren't a white male Christian or not. So you see, now that the white male Christian has lost, quote unquote, their power, they feel that life has been stacked against them and that they need to get all these a-holes back for whatever reason. And, there's a little more to it than that, but it's a little more complicated, but I think you kind of get the point of what I'm trying to say. So with that being said, I mean, of course, lay down your comments and everything. We could chat about it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.